Today, we are going to take a tour of the Des Moines Fire Department in Des Moines, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Rick Thomas with Des Moines Fire Department. We're going to talk to you today about the fire trucks, and then we'll put on some fire gear and show you the different type of equipment we have. Now in the city of Des Moines we have 10 fire stations. Some of those have different things they do and different vehicles there, so we can talk about that a little bit. Most of them have ambulances. This is one of the fire trucks that we have, and the person driving it is a person that operates the pump. So this is where he would be, or she, because we have female engineers. And while they're pulling the hose off the firefighters, he or she will be operating the pump to make sure they get the supply of water that they need. But we don't just as firefighters fight fires. We also do medical stuff. Every one of our vehicles carries medical equipment, and most of the personnel are paramedics. So we can, maybe an ambulance will be at a hospital, and so the fire truck will be there first, and they can start first aid or whatever they need to help that person. So if we open up the truck, here's one of the kits that has all kinds of medical equipment on it, so we can help anybody that's sick or injured. Like I said, some of the fire stations do different things. Some of them will do extrication, so they're going to have equipment, so if there was a car wreck, we can tear up that car to get somebody out if they're stuck inside of it. We have ones that are going to respond on hazardous materials, so if there's chemicals, gasoline type of things that are spilled, they can respond to that. We've got water rescue, so those stations will have a boat at that station, and then we've got what's called tech rescue. So if somebody was on the side of a building, maybe they were washing windows on a tall building, they can go off the side of that building and help that person if their equipment broke and they're stuck. Or maybe they're stuck in a hole in the ground. Maybe it's a tube, working on different things. They have equipment to go in there and help those people. So I'll show you some of that fire gear and those other equipment that we use, and then we'll show you some, as you can see in here, we have different seats when we're responding to a fire. Since we can't breathe in that hot air and the smoke, we would put on one of these bottles, and we'll show you what one of those will look like here in a second. So, okay, this is one of the outfits we would wear, and these would melt in a fire, so it's not going to be used in a fire. Kind of looks like an astronaut suit, and when this is all sealed up, when the firefighter is inside of it and zipped up, you can see the big face part there that they can see out of. This would be airtight, so they would actually have to have that same air bottle on their back, which is what this is for. Can you guys guess what this suit would be used for? And remember, it wouldn't be for firefighting because it would melt in a fire. Okay, this is going to be used for hazmat. So if the chemicals were spilled, gasoline or something like that, they would put this suit on to protect them from those chemicals. Because some chemicals, if they touch your skin, will burn your skin. Some you can't breathe. So that is what this suit would be used for. We have 2 stations that do hazmat, and they cover 9 counties. So they go out a long ways from the Des Moines area. One of our other suits that we wear, besides the firefighter gear, is this one. This one is like that one in the sense that when it's zipped up, nothing is going to get to them except for your face is out here like that. So, and with this, we would wear a helmet. And hopefully, when you guys are riding your bikes, you guys wear a helmet because protecting your head is extremely important. So we don't want to have to come pick you up in the ambulance because you fell and hit your head. But what do you guys think this suit would be used for? And once again, it would also melt in a fire, so it's not used for firefighting. we're still rolling. So
Yep.
this one is a wetsuit for water rescue, an ice water rescue. With this on, it's like having a life jacket on. We can actually float in the water with it on, but it also keeps us totally dry and warm. So the only way the water is going to get in is up here by the face. So that is what that one is for. That's 2 of them, and you guys have always probably seen firefighters wear their gear. And that's what we're going to show you right now. We have our boots inside of our pants so we can get them on a lot quicker, because when we get a call, somebody needs us and they need us real quick. So all we have to do is take off our shoes, step into our boots, and then pull them up, the pants. We actually have 1 minute to have all of our stuff on. And that's before we can get out of our drill class. We have to, and then we're timed occasionally on that too, which is going to take me longer because I'm going to talk about it as we're doing it. That protects my legs and my feet. This is a hood, which you'll see here in a little bit, which actually will protect my ears. But I have to have my coat. Now, since we can't breathe in a fire, we'd have to wear a mask, and that's going to hook up to those air bottles, which we'll talk more about. And this is where we kind of look scary as a firefighter. But remember, you don't want to hide from us. If we're coming in to get you, kids like to hide under beds or in closets because those fires scare them, whether it's a smoke alarm or just the fire itself. So if we're coming in, just remember, this is what we're going to look like. So hopefully I don't look scary to you right now. It's the same person with this on. And this is where that hood comes in. Now I've protected everywhere around. If I don't have that hood, you can see I'm not protected anywhere. Well, like I said, we have to have our helmet to protect our head. I'll take this off so you can hear me better. But that's what a firefighter would look like. I got my gloves here I would have put on. And now we'll go over and I'll show you what that air pack would do and how we would put that on. There we go. On a fire call, we've already got that bottle on a harness right in the seat. So all we have to do is sit down and then put that harness on. And there's a lot of parts to this. So this one's gonna be all messed up on it. Well, now it's just making me look bad.
What is the box-looking thing hanging there?
That's actually something I'll talk about here. It's a very important part of our gear. So, and I'll come on down there so you guys can kind of see this. So now maybe I'm starting to look more like the firefighter that you're accustomed to seeing with that air bottle back there. So we can turn that on. This does a lot of different things. It's got a gauge on it that will actually tell me how much air is left in my bottle, so I know how much time I have, because these bottles, just like us right here, would last us about 45 minutes breathing like this, but we get to doing all kinds of things, tearing down ceilings and stuff. We'll go through the air that's in it in maybe 20 minutes or something. So firefighters got to stay in good condition. So that will tell us that. Also, if a firefighter was injured and is laying down, if they're not moving, this will give off a loud noise. So we're able to find them. And it also has an infrared type of thing. So we can look at this little screen right here and what we're pointing at, and it will show us hotter or not. Because sometimes we go into a house on a fire and we don't see any flames or any smoke because it's all in the attic above that ceiling. We're able to aim this up there and we can tell that it's extremely hot at the ceiling, so we know we have fire up there. We can also see through the smoke in a sense to see where fire is, or if somebody's laying down inside. Maybe it's the person that was in the house and they were overcome by the smoke. So we can find them sometimes with this. So this does a lot of different things for us. This is what would actually hook up to my mask that I had on. So we're able to breathe. And we got our flashlight that we turn on. And this is designed to where we do a lot of crawling because it's cooler at the floor than it is at the ceiling. So when we go into a fire, you'll see firefighters get down and crawl. And you can see as my flashlight is still pointing ahead that way. So I can crawl, although we can't really see in the smoke, but this still helps us with finding different things. So,
This is the ambulance.
with the bucket, Station 1 downtown is the only one that uses the bucket.
Because of the buildings, I'm guessing, right? Okay.
Because these are, I think one like this is, if I remember right, is about $1.5 million.
Whoo!
And then the pumper that we had in there, those are getting $750 to $1 million.
Firefighters use different fire extinguishers depending on the type of call they get. These are tools that firefighters use. Lieutenant Thomas would like to remind everybody to know where all the doors and windows are in your home. Sit down with your family, draw out a plan, and come up with a place you would meet in case you were to ever have a fire in your home. Thank you to Lieutenant Thomas and the Des Moines Fire Department for our virtual field trip. Also, remember, talk about fire safety in your home and check your batteries and your smoke detector.